Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about something that I do a lot. It's mirror therapy. I do it at home, and I do it to kind of see what looks right. Not necessarily what feels right initially, but what looks right and helps me straighten my body out. But before I get into that, if you're seeing this video on like Facebook or social media or something, do me a favor and respond to it. Leave a like or a comment or something. If you don't do this in some place like a Facebook stroke survivors group, it'll fall into obscurity really fast because there's going to be 6 or 7 people today who are going to leave some kind of post that says, when will I recover 100%? That'll get tons of attention and this video will fall into obscurity. So, if you find this video helpful or you think it might be useful for somebody, keep it up somewhere in the group by leaving a like or a comment or something. I'd really appreciate it, and somebody else may really appreciate it too who may otherwise miss this post. So anyway, this is kind of how it works. We got a full length mirror here, but I'm not going to use that today. I'm going to use the viewfinder on the video camera to demonstrate what I'm talking about. So when I first got home from the hospital, I got to kind of force myself to do it now, but my arm was kind of in front of me like this. And I felt a lot of hyperextension in my shoulder. When I was walking, it kind of, banged around a little bit because there wasn't much going on there. I looked in the mirror and I asked myself, does this look right? Well, no, it doesn't. Can I pull this shoulder back? Well, it turns out I could, but it was hard to do. And when I did it, it felt like I was checking a blind spot in the car on the right side to turn into the right-hand lane. It didn't feel natural. It felt like I was doing this. But if I looked in the mirror, I said, well, this looks right, but it doesn't feel right. But I had to visually see it to understand that it was actually correct. This is what you're supposed to look like. So I walked around like this, and it felt really weird at first. But over time, I forced myself to do it, and it's second nature now. I don't have to think about it. And it's really strange when you have to think about things like that, because normally standing, walking, whatever, is just a very natural thing to do. But when you've got some kind of, TMI or stroke or something, it's not. It's going to feel different. It's going to not feel natural to you until you kind of make it, like a second nature thing and practice doing it. Here's another one that I can give you an example of. Something as simple as shrugging your shoulders like this, right? Now, I'm still not perfect at it. But when I first came home, I looked in the mirror and I did this. Very common gesture. When somebody asks me a question and I don't know, I just kind of go, oh no. Well, I was doing this. Just one shoulder. So then I was like, okay, can I do the other shoulder? Yeah, kind of. But when I was doing it, my head would go way over here. I'd do this. Or I'd over-exaggerate the gesture. It's a simple gesture. It's a just a real, simple, quick gesture. But it looks weird if you just do one shoulder. So I practiced doing two, and small, and keeping my head straight. Again, not something that is second nature. You have to think about doing it. But if you can think about doing it and practice it enough, it'll become second nature, and it's just not an issue anymore. So you can do this with maybe if you've got some kind of aphasia situation with facial contortions, the way you stand. You can even use this for walking, and I've done it, where I've walked towards the mirror to see what looks right. Maybe not what feels right or is easiest, but what looks right. It's been very helpful. I continue to use it. I'm almost 10 years out. It's still very helpful to kind of have a look in the mirror once in a while and, see what I look like. It's just because, like I say, it may not feel normal to do these things, but it looks normal. And it's important to convince yourself of that in your head. So, anyway, that's it, guys. I hope this video was helpful to somebody. If you have any questions, answers, whatever, write down here in the comment section. Today, this mirror is telling me that I got to drop some weight. So, I'm going to start working on that. You guys take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.